this is for the WBA Heavyweight Championship of the world.
Yes, it is. I mean, you got two great fighters, two ex-heavyweight champions trying to be champ again.
1-1 in world title fights as we take a look at the bird watch.
Rahman got to keep him at bay with the jab. He got one of the best heavyweight jabs out there. Stay focused through the whole fight. Don't let Johnny Ruiz throw him off his game plan, and don't fade down the stretch, meaning don't get tired down the stretch. You got to finish strong in this fight.
And again, Hasim Rahman, the flamboyant guy. Don't be fooled by what you saw in the locker room. As Ron Borges said, this is the character. They're both in character. Hasim, a very, very likable guy, as is Johnny Ruiz, but they just have two different personalities. You're kind of a quieter guy. You're something in between, but it doesn't mean that you're not ready to fight.
No, it don't. Johnny Ruiz is quiet, but he's dangerous when he get in the ring. And Rahman is flamboyant a little bit, and he comes to fight also.
Hey, don't forget, after this, we've got the Undisputed Welterweight Championship coming up, followed by the Undisputed Middleweight Championship fight coming up. And right now, folks, we've got the WBA Heavyweight Championship of the world. Michael Buffer is just about set to go, and we'll have this underway for you momentarily. Hasim Rahman again, 35-4-1 with 29 knockouts. Both of these guys are former world champs. Both want this title back in the worst way. Johnny Ruiz at the absolute emotional low when he fought Roy Jones Jr., not because he lost, but he had personal problems with his family. All that's worked out. All that excess baggage is behind him. He's totally focused, totally concentrated, and there's one thing for sure, no matter who wins it tonight, a good guy is going to win the title.
Yes, it is.
All right, Michael Buffer's set, so without further ado, let's go up to our ring announcer, Michael Buffer.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here to get things started from the 101st Airborne Division is Staff Sergeant Franklin Eldridge.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the WBA Interim Heavyweight Championship of the World.
Ladies and gentlemen, this heavyweight bout is brought to you by Don King Productions in association with Bally's Atlantic City, Caesars Atlantic City, and CMX Exchange, sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Gerald Gormley, WBA President Gilberto Mendoza, Supervisor at ringside Renzo Bagnariol. The three judges scoring this contest from ringside, scoring it on a 10-point system, will be George Hill, Joseph Pasquale, and John Potteray. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, Randy Newman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, on the line, should the WBA champion Roy Jones Jr. fail to meet the winner of this bout, then this winner will become the WBA World Heavyweight Champion. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with white, his official weight, 241 pounds. His professional record, 38 victories, including 27 knockouts, with 5 defeats and 1 bout even. From Chelsea, Massachusetts, presenting the former WBA Heavyweight Champion of the World, John the Quiet Man Ruiz. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trimmed with green and silver. His official weight stands at 246 pounds. And his professional record, 35 victories, including 29 knockouts against 4 defeats with 1 bout even. He is the pride of Baltimore, Maryland. He is the former WBC Heavyweight Champion of the World, Hasim Rahman.
All right, so we're just about set to go with the WBA Interim Heavyweight Championship of the World. You know, Chris, a lot of people say we're in an in-between stage, but we got to wait and see what Lennox Lewis is going to do, what Roy Jones Jr. is going to do. Then there's Mike Tyson, who says he's going to fight 3 times next year. So it's kind of an interesting time in the heavyweight division, depending what these guys do.
It's very interesting. Now, you got 2 good heavyweights fighting for the interim title. Makes it great.
Randy Newman gives the final instructions
obey
here.
my commands, and most importantly, defend yourselves at all times. Shake hands and come out of the bell.
Wait, and that shot, Rahman looks so much bigger. He's only 246 pounds to 241, so there's only a 5-pound weight advantage for Rahman, but he looks massive in there. Both guys are listed at 6 feet 2 inches tall. They say these are the smaller heavyweights. How about that? 246 pounds and 241 pounds, and they say they're small. All right, Hasim Rahman, Johnny Ruiz both know what they have to do. Ruiz, the tough inside fighter with 3 wins, 3 wars, I should say, with Holyfield. A win and a draw against him. But he got a big education in fighting Holyfield at the end of his career. Hasim Rahman, the only man to knock out Lennox Lewis. Now look at this. Johnny opens up with an assault on Hasim.
Well, that's what Johnny needs to do. Keep the pressure on. Get under that jab of Hasim Rahman and make it ugly. That's the way he wins fights.
You know, that's what he did in the first round against Roy Jones Jr., but then he stopped. But he's in a whole different emotional ball game right now as Randy Newman yells in his ear. Johnny with his back to you, of course, and Hasim Rahman with the white socks on, since they both have the black trunks. Hasim hasn't been able to do much yet because Johnny has been on the assault all the way.
You need to keep that jab out there. Hasim Rahman need to keep the jab in his face because Johnny's going to be coming. He's very awkward and he's hard to fight.
You notice one thing right away, when John comes, he comes firing. He's got the jab in the face of Hasim. Hasim, of course, caught Lennox Lewis with one big right hand, and that's all she wrote. And at this division, with this size heavyweights, one punch is all it takes. Now there's a bit of a problem out there. Somebody's mouthpiece is out. Randy Newman sees something on the canvas there, and there he finally spots it, picks it up. Oh no, it was just a piece of paper. It wasn't a mouthpiece. We're in Atlantic City, New Jersey. This is the WBA Interim Heavyweight Championship fight. I'm Bob Schroeder. With me is Chris Bird and our entire staff here. Hope you're enjoying it, especially our troops over in Mosul. I know you are. A little break you get from the war, but this is all-out war for these two guys with so much at stake. Hasim goes working to the chest. Johnny's stiff with the jab. The jab looks extremely good. No right hands to speak of so far.
Yeah, they both just filling each other out this first round.
Randy has warned Johnny about hanging onto the head. There was a right hand in there, but it was a glancey blow partially blocked in the gloves of Hasim Rahman. Nothing fancy. They're standing right in each other's faces just outside the punching power right now.
Yeah, he's trying to figure each other out. It's 2 big guys. One punch could change this fight real quick.
Notice that time that Johnny had his hand up protecting the left side of his face as he backed out. We saw a mistake in the last fight. When you have to be, as you said, protect yourself at all times. You hear that all the time, but never more was it more clear than in that last fight. Wow, with that left hand that time goes Johnny Ruiz. Sails over the head of Hasim Rahman.
Hey, let him go, don't punch him, let's go. Come on, get out.
Little abrasion on the forehead of John Ruiz. Nice stiff jab again in the face. Closing seconds now of the first round. The bell ends the first round as we go to the corner of Hasim Rahman. Based on the jab, you got to give it to Ruiz.
Yeah, in that first round. It's more of a filling out process in the first round. I think the fireworks are just beginning.
All right, you calm down. Get in the rhythm with your jab and move your head. Just get in the rhythm with your jab. When you start working off the jab, everything else will connect anyway. All right? Keep your jab working up and down.
Roger Mayweather and Floyd Mayweather Jr. in there.
Okay.
And here's Johnny Ruiz.
Don't be lazy. Keep that
abrasion to the forehead. Norman Stone talking to him, and he's his trainer now.
Jab, double jab right there across the top.
Gabe LaMarca retired.
And you got to get away from his right there, so move to your right.
Take it out, let's go.
Thanks. All right, here we go. Round number 2 for the heavyweight championship of the world, the WBA interim version right now. John Ruiz to the right of your screen. Now to the left of your screen, as they both have the black trunks on. The man with the white socks, if you don't know them, is Hasim Rahman. Both former heavyweight champs. Both want to wear that moniker again.
Okay, let go.
This is going to be a rough fight.
That stiff jab again in the face. It's already a rough fight.
And it looks like the jab is going to dictate the whole fight with both guys.
Well, Johnny found out what a boxer can do to him is they both bang behind the head. Johnny did it first. That's what I call the University of Evander Holyfield. Johnny learned at roughhouse with Evander. Evander taught him that. At least the fights taught him that.
3 fights with Evander Holyfield, I think he learned a lot.
There's a warning now from Randy Newman. Next time you bang behind the head, I'm going to take a point away.
Break, don't punch. Step back. Step back. You can go.
Rockman short with his jab, then the third one kind of gets a nice right hand. And he's got Rockman back on his heels. Johnny nailed him again. Hasim sort of ties him up and tries to throw his free right hand, but you know something? His legs are a little bit jellied in the knees right now.
Yeah, the right hand is big. Johnny don't throw enough of it in fights.
I'll tell you one thing. Hasim Rahman's a little bit staggery. His heels are very heavy. Johnny tries to attack and keep the pressure on, but Hasim knows how to tie him up. Now that was the biggest shot. Comes with a really awkward left sort of uppercut thing. Trying to catch Hasim. See, Randy says, don't punch, don't punch. Johnny want to really nail him inside there. As now Hasim with 2 nice jabs in the face. They're inside, blasts him to the left side of the head. And again, Randy Newman has a look at John.
John Ruiz is so awkward. He throws punches in different angles, and you don't know where they're coming from. I think Rockman got stunned by that. Didn't know where the punch coming from. Got hit with a good right hand, and John needs to throw more of them.
You know, John likes to bang on the inside, and he said that he didn't think that Jay Nady, the referee in the fight against Jones, allowed him to work enough on the inside. And Randy Newman, although, you know, when you see him tied up like that, Randy, of course, is doing the right thing. But Randy's not giving him too much of the inside either. Oh, do you see it that way, Chris?
Yeah, John want to be inside, and he's breaking, and Randy Newman is breaking the fight up, which benefits Hasim Rahman. But Rahman got to throw jabs. He got to stay in the jab. That's his main weapon.
Well, he's got a big, powerful right hand, too, which we've only seen on a couple of occasions, and he hasn't landed it yet. Because this guy is a guy who was cruising along about like this when he knocked out Lennox Lewis. The crowd doesn't realize the jockeying they're doing and how difficult it is for these two big men because they have to be very cautious of each other's right hand. Hasim is now aware of the power of the right hand of John Ruiz in there. The bell ends the second round. This is Hasim. Hey, it's not pretty, but it's interesting.
He don't want to fight no more.
He don't want to fight, man.
He don't want to fight. He want to hold. No, get you drunk. But here's what you got to do.
John Ruiz set up the big right hand. There it goes. That's what he dropped Holyfield with. And it's just a big right hand. And it's sneaky, too, because he drops his right hand to throw it, and he hides it, and he'll catch you with it every time. Here it comes again. Bam. Good right hand.
John Ruiz's corner will listen.
Now, look at that. You heard him with the right hand drop. I'm going, baby. Nice shot. Don't get Keep your fucking hand busy. All right, let's go do this.
All right, here we go. Round number 3 is John Ruiz.
Right on him, Johnny. Right on him.
Final instructions from Norman Stony Stone. And, of course, the Rockman's corner wants him to pick up the pace a little bit, start throwing some right hands. We're in round 3. It's scheduled for 12. Very few people expect this thing to go the distance. And when you expect them to go the distance tonight, they've ended shortly, so we'll see how this one goes.
Real short.
We've had 2 knockouts. One first-round knockout by Zab Judah, and the second one in the 5th round. This one, Hasim Rahman and John Ruiz, the bigger blow so far of the fight, landed in the last round by John Ruiz. Ruiz again facing you, Hasim with his back to you.
Hasim Rahman is figuring out that John Ruiz is very awkward. He can't land the jab like he wants to set up that big right hand. And John Ruiz is doing a great job of tying him up, throwing him off balance.
But at some stage, Chris, doesn't he just throw the right hand to try and keep him honest? I mean, Johnny's got that left hand down a little bit. And bang behind the head again, and Randy Newman comes in right on top of it. He's not going to have it. So don't turn him around. Don't spin him in. See, John, when he comes in, is not going to be allowed to be hit by that left side sneaky right hand because he puts his arm right around his head every single time.
Yeah, that's the way he fights. He's a rough guy. And Rahman is allowing John to be rough on the inside, throwing him off his game plan, which is smart of John Ruiz. That's how you win fights.
Well, for Hasim, if he could, and he is a good boxer, if he could just box a little bit more and start getting the jab going and a little bit of movement like that, boxing his way in, but he's allowed John to box his way in. And John is taking it away from him. Nice stiff jab that time, driving off the back foot, which is the way you want to throw the jab.
If you notice, every time Hasim Rahman double jab, he's going in forward, he knows he's going to get tied up. So on his mind, he's thinking, if I go in there, I'm going to get grabbed. So he's trying to keep it on the outside.
Well, he said he was going to bang the nose of John. So far, he hasn't been able to do that. As you see, our troops in Mosul continue to watch and enjoy this heavyweight championship fight. As we enjoy the protection they provide for us, believe me. And I speak for everybody in the United States of America. This is round number 3, the heavyweight championship of the world. Interim though it may be, it's going to result in the world title for one of these two men.
Work your way out of there. Work out.
Right now, I'd say Johnny Ruiz is outboxing Hasim Rahman.
Yeah, he's outboxing him, hustling him. He's doing everything. He turns it into a rough match, and that it favors John Ruiz every time.
Look at this.
Right. That's it.
All right, this round is just about by the boards, and a pretty good boxing round for John Ruiz. All right, we're going to go to the locker room of Ricardo Mayorga. Tom, join us standing by. Tom, take it.
Yeah, I'm standing here in the Mayorga locker room with the interpreter. Mayorga, business as usual, coming at you all the time. El Matador.
Siempre voy a ser el mismo matador. Voy a estar adelante, al frente para noquearlo, para que él sepa qué cosa es cuando un hombre lo golpea.
I'm always going to be the Matador. I'm going to be in front, hitting, so that way he'll remember who I am, the Matador.
All right, what do you think of Corey Spinks?
¿Qué tú piensas de Corey Spinks?
Es una basura. Ahorita mismo yo lo voy a demostrar.
He's trash, you'll see now.
Did you party last night?
¿Saliste anoche a parrandear?
Sí, seguro.
You partied last night?
Sí, porque eso es como un sparring para mí.
This is just a sparring for me.
All right. He's ready. Back to you guys.
The colorful Ricardo Mayorga. His fight is coming up next for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. I'm sure Corey Spinks wasn't partying last night, and I don't doubt that he was. All right, here we go. Bob Sheridan with Chris Bird in a heavyweight championship fight. Hasim Rahman with his back to you being separated by Randy Newman. John Ruiz facing you. Both men former heavyweight champs. Both men trying to get the title back because it means millions right now. At this particular time in the heavyweight division, we're in a bit of a lull. Chris Bird, you might take exception to that since you hold the third cog in that wheel.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do, very quietly. And the ever-gentleman that you are. What's Hasim Rahman got to do to turn this thing around now? We're in round 4, and things are not going his way particularly.
He needs to try to keep the distance. He's fighting his fight. Everything's on the inside. John Ruiz is rough. He's not stepping around. He needs to use angles. It's easier said than done also.
They're both right in front of each other all the time. There's not a lot of side-to-side movement. John backs straight off as Hasim tries to come in, pumping the jab, digs downstairs away from the referee. There's the stiff jab in the face of John. Now, that time Ruiz came in without throwing the jab, and that's dangerous. Because if Rahman throws a 1-2 combination with the left hand followed by the right hand behind it, it can be lights out in a hurry, too.
Rahman is very frustrated right now. I mean, he's thrown totally off his game plan with John Ruiz and his roughhousing. That's the way it is.
He's having a better round boxing because he is trying to double with the jab.
That's it.
And he's trying to get a better work ethic in this round, too. You talked about that in the last round. John goes with that sneaky right-hand lead, but it was partially blocked with the gloves of Rahman.
Break it up. Stop for us.
Randy Newman having to work hard in this fight, and it's the exact type of fight we expected, a sloppy fight. Now Hasim opens it up a little bit, and John comes back with a jab in the face of Rahman. Rahman looks like he's got that adrenaline flow with a bit of success he had there.
He was a little frustrated. He landed a few punches, and he want to land a few more. I mean, it's a difficult style with John Ruiz. He throw you off your game plan.
Well, he said he wanted to bloody the nose of John Ruiz, and he's done it here in the 4th round.
Break. Let him go. Come on. tied. Don't punch. Don't punch. Stop punching.
Inside of 30 seconds to go now. This has been Hasim Rahman's best round of the fight.
Right. Let him go. Let his head out. Let his head out.
Instead of Rahman using his jab from the outside, he's playing the aggressor now. He got to go and take charge of the fight, and that's what he's trying to do right now.
Now, that time you saw something that John hasn't allowed throughout the course of the fight. He couldn't get that arm wrapped around the head of Hasim, and Hasim was able to nail him with the right hand.
Right. You're tied. You're tied.
All right, you can put round 4 in the books. As the bell sounds, ending it. That's a good round for Hasim Rahman. Let's go to Corey Spinks' locker room with Tom Joyner.
Yeah, here I am with Corey Spinks. Corey, biggest fight of your life. How you feeling? Are you loose? Are you ready?
Man, I'm ready, man. I've been ready. You know what I'm saying? I've been ready for this all my life.
Mayorga's talking a lot of trash. A lot of trash. I just left his locker room.
That's all on him, man. That's mouth. We'll see what he do when we get in them 4 corners.
What's your strategy? How you going to beat him?
You will see.
He's going to be coming at you. He's going to be coming at you that Matador style of just continually coming with those wild looping lefts and rights.
We ain't worried about that at all.
You got that?
We ain't worried about that. We're going to tame that.
All right. What advice did your dad and your uncle give you?
Handle my business.
All right. Now, it's your turn. It's your turn. It's your turn to be a Spinks and a champion Spinks, huh?
Of course, man. I'm already a champion. Just trying to, you know what I'm saying, do it big.
On a night of champions. All right. Good luck, champ. All right, back to you guys.
All right, round 5 has started. Hasim Rahman facing you. Let's see if he can keep going what he got started in the 4th round. Great article in USA Today yesterday by Dan Raphael, and Raphael gives Mayorga, gives Corey Spinks a whale of a shot against Mayorga. We'll find out. He's a great boxing writer. Right now, we've got a very interesting, very rough, tough heavyweight title fight going on here. Not exactly what you would call a crowd pleaser, but these guys haven't stopped throwing punches, except when they're tied up.
And it's a lot of that.
It's a sloppy fight, and we knew it was going to be with the styles of these two fighters.
Yeah, but Hasim Rahman going forward now, so he's trying to press the fight and win these rounds instead of looking for the big right hand to knock him out.
He's getting the jab through.
Step back.
Randy makes them stop throwing punches when they're on the inside. John has really slowed down noticeably now here in the 5th round. He's got to open up. As I say that, a little bit of an explosion on the inside. There's the jab that time, but he does it walking away instead of driving off the back foot like he had been doing. Nice stiff jab that time by Rahman.
Nice jab. I think John Ruiz is trying to set him up for that right hand again. He's circling around the ring, waiting for Rahman to stop. And he's going to stop and fire that right hand.
But the reason why that was there, as you well know, Chris, is because of the way he was boxing him. Doubling with a jab, working his way in. He's not doing that anymore. In fact, Hasim Rahman is outboxing him, and that's the way he should be fighting this guy.
Don't punch.
Yeah, I expected John Ruiz to constantly come forward, get rough, and win rounds that way. Now he's trying to go on the outside and box.
Now Hasim beat him to the punch that time. They exchanged shots that time. Johnny took a rocket shot that time. Wow, with the left hand is John Ruiz. But Hasim caught him a couple of times while they were both throwing. Now John pumps the jab in the face of Hasim. Hasim with his back to the ropes. There's the jab getting through. John digs to the body. Hasim tries to work inside. And that kind of get the buzz of the crowd going, Chris.
Yes, it does. I think Johnny hurt him with the right hand in there. Kind of shook Hasim up a little bit. That's why he went to the ropes, but now he's back on the jab, going forward.
Don't punch. Get up.
This is a close round with 30 seconds to go. Does Ruiz look a little gassed to you at this stage, or is it just the blood coming from the nose that gives it that impression and just a look on his face? I don't know.
Well, he has that herky-jerky style. You don't know if he's tired or not. He's moving, but one thing he does do, he try to hide the right hand and fire it. And he'll lower you into it and shoot it. So if he is tired, he's still difficult to fight.
Closing seconds of the 5th. Oh, wow. How about that?
Hey, Randy, elbow, look at his face and the gloves.
Coming up next, the undisputed welterweight championship. Ricardo Mayorga versus Corey Spinks. And then after that, the undisputed middleweight championship. Bernard Hopkins takes on William Joppy. Two terrific fights coming up for you. Is Norman Stone working on John Ruiz.
Nice work. Come on, Johnny. Listen, you work your balls off. Everybody, think of your kids at home, baby. Come on, work your fucking balls. Don't do anything stupid. Don't get caught stupid. Come on, we got a game plan. Remember, we worked hard. We worked hard. You gotta keep them up. One round. All right. Remember, Johnny. Remember the kids, everybody, Johnny. Remember, come on, work. Fuck this motherfucker. He's in the way of something.
John Ruiz set him up. Another big right hand. You try to set him up. Nice uppercut in the inside. John is opening up his punches now.
But that's about all he did in the 6th round. I thought Hasim outboxed him for most of the 5th round. Here we are in round number 6. Big stiff jab by Hasim. And if our scorecards are right, giving Ruiz the first 3 rounds and Hasim the next 2, it's a 1-point fight.
Yeah, it's a very close fight. I mean, you know, it's going to be up for grabs through the whole fight unless somebody do something spectacular throughout the round.
And the spectacular can come like a bolt out of the blue with guys that weigh over 240 pounds with 10-ounce gloves on. This is round 6. You're looking into the face of John Ruiz. That's Hasim Rahman with his back to you, to the right of your screen.
Break out of there. Don't punch. Get out.
Johnny waits and Hasim makes him pay with a double jab on the right on that nose.
His jab going, Hasim Rahman jabbing going forward, which is very smart. He's cutting the distance.
Well, that's what Ruiz did in the first 3 rounds. Hasim started doing in the 4th and 5th round. There's a stiff jab by John Ruiz that time in the face of Hasim. Rahman stands flat-footed, waits, and then double jab, and then the tie-up again. That's the smart way for Ruiz to fight the fight. The crowd doesn't like it, but it's very effective for John Ruiz.
Yeah, it throws you off the game plan. Hasim Rahman a little frustrated because you know he's going to double jab and grab.
It's not pretty, it's sloppy. It's the heavyweight championship of the world, and people like things to be more explosive. But if you're going to be smart for the amount of money that's involved with John Ruiz, and that's something you know about. You don't worry about the crowd. You've been considered to be one of the guys that just has to go out there and box and use your head, too.
Yeah, I'm a lot smaller, though.
You have to use everything you got.
These big
210 pounds.
240 pounds plus, 2 big guys. And sometimes in fights like this, you know, you get 2 big guys like that, it could be sloppy.
As Hasim up on his toes comes forward but doesn't throw. Nice stiff jab by John Ruiz.
Put your hands, guys.
Let him go. 30 seconds to go in the 6th round.
Hasim Rahman still trying to come forward and make a fight.
The heavier jabs of Chris have been landed by Ruiz. He may be in the process of stealing this 6th round, another close round. Sloppy round, difficult to score. Hasim tries to do something with the head. John ties him up. Inside of 7 seconds to go in the round, and this one will be in the books.
Don't punch.
That ends the 6th. This is Hasim Rahman.
Fight. Right. Don't worry about him. Hey, Rod. Keep moving your head to that box.
Pretty early in the morning as the men look a little tired over there as they clutch their M16s and keep their eye focused on the heavyweight championship of the world as the guys see themselves now. So glad that you can be with us in Mosul. By the way, folks, in case you see them waiting to wave and whatnot, there is a 6-second delay in the distance, so that's why the reaction sometimes is delayed and the speech is delayed, just so you know that. Hello there. We'll tell your mother that you're on there, unless she's up watching in the pay-per-view. We hope she is. Here we go. Round number 7. Bob Sheridan, Chris Bird, Hasim Rahman, and Johnny Ruiz. The principal's in there. Ruiz with his back to you. Hasim facing you to the left of your screen. Third man in the ring is Randy Newman. Fairly even fight. Chris?
That's it. You're tied. Break it.
Chris, that last round, you gave it to Ruiz?
Yeah.
I did too, based on the jabs. Now, here's Rahman back with his jab. And that could be an important round for Ruiz because Hasim was in the process of taking the fight back away from him in the 4th and 5th rounds. But
he threw some nice jabs last round. I thought he stole it. Randy Newman is doing a great job of breaking up the fighters.
Yeah, it's a tough fight to referee because it's just a grabby type of fight with two big men, and he's a big man, former heavyweight fighter himself.
Well, you need a big man in the ring with these two big guys.
Oh, yeah. Stiff jab in the face of Ruiz again by Hasim. Johnny just didn't want to give any ground that time. He hung on to him just with his chin exposed.
Not too many right hands thrown in this fight. Everything is a jab. You jab and clinch. Jab and clinch. So it's hard to fire the right hands in this fight.
No punch, get up.
There's a looping right hand behind the head again, and Randy doesn't like that. We saw what happened when Garcia had a small lapse for just a second and didn't protect himself in the last fight when Travis Sims knocked him out in the 5th round, and all it was a slight lapse. So both of these huge guys at 240 pounds have to protect against the same thing happening as you get through the middle rounds of the fight. This is round 7. Tough stuff on the inside.
And this is the kind of fight John Ruiz wanted.
Oh, this is perfect for him.
This is his style. Throw you off your game plan and make it rough, and that's what he wants.
And Hasim is trying to make it rough too. As you see, he's got the forearm in the throat of John, and that's what you got to do when you're in there. You can't let this guy get away with the kind of things that John's trying to do. It's amazing, Chris, because these, like yourself, are both very likable guys outside the ring, but this is war in here.
Oh, yeah.
And there's millions of dollars involved. No matter what you may or may not think of the heavyweight division right now, folks, there's millions of dollars involved here.
Everything goes out the window when you get in the ring.
35 seconds to go, and this one the judges may see it different ways too.
It's tough rounds to score.
Okay, I think John again is landing more of that jab, stiff jab. I see the spray flying off the head of Hasim Rahman. That's something the way your hairstyle is that you've been sort of victimized by from time to time.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
That's it. No punch.
Tough, hard-fought 7th round, but nothing pretty. And the bell ends it. This is Johnny Ruiz's corner. You hear the crowd reaction, but they have no idea how hard these guys are working.
They don't. Take your time. Keep working, John, like you're doing. Keep going to your right. Keep your fucking hands up. Give him some water. Enough shit, John. Johnny, just keep popping him with a jab, moving to your right. Come on, baby.
Cross the way to Hasim.
Keep your hands big. He ain't doing shit. All he doing is hold it. Keep walking to him. Listen. Don't sit back and you the boss.
Okay.
Be the boss.
Okay.
Show them motherfuckers I'm the boss. I'm running. Because he ain't trying to fight no way. Keep walking to him, okay? Because all you're going to do is hold you. Don't let him keep working his ass to the body and keep your hands big. All right? Hold it down.
Good advice by Roger Mayweather. He's a new trainer this time. He said Tommy Brooks, Jenks Morton, Bowie Fisher, Buddy McGirt, and now Roger Mayweather. All kinds of trainers, and they all have done a nice job with him under the tutelage of Stan Hoffman and Steve Nelson. Hasim Rahman goes to work, tries to do what Roger Mayweather wants him to do and keep that jab in the face of John Ruiz. By the way, in the last round, I just had it too close to call and scored it even, which the judges won't be doing, by the way. And Chris Bird, you had it the other way for Hasim Rahman, so this fight could be dead even right now.
It was a very close round. I mean, at the end, the last 10 seconds, Rahman threw more punches than I gave it to him. But it was a very close round.
Well, that's similar to what the judges can do, and the way the judges see it in a different way. John, in the meantime, landed a pretty good right hand. Hasim ties him up. Didn't seem to take a lot of effect. That one nailed him again high on the cheek.
Greg, don't punch. Just step back.
Hasim doing a better job now of getting the jab stiff as he's getting some leverage off the back foot and trying to get it on the chin of John Ruiz. Ruiz has that knack of tying him up and making it sloppy. Hasim tries to work downstairs on the inside.
Yeah, John's still making it rough. I mean, you look at John Ruiz and you say, not a really skilled fighter, but he's really smart. He always gets you to fight his fight.
Again, this stiff jab right on the chin of Hasim Rahman. That's not going to knock anybody out, but it is going to get you in position to throw the right hand. Back with the left hook, and that buckle the knees just instantaneously as you see the Rock get up and bounces around. I don't think Johnny realizes he hurt him a bit. It was just an instantaneous thing, and you saw Rock immediately try to get that bounce. Is that when the electric jolt goes through your body when you get clipped like that?
Yeah, it jolts right through your body. And you see Rockman, he had to go to the ropes. And right now, Johnny's doing a great job getting him on the ropes and trying to pound him.
Less than a minute to go. This is a real good round for Johnny. But he can't lose his focus. And Hasim has got to do something to get him off this fight plan because it's working for John right now in a very close fight. Hasim kind of half turned his back. Big mistake by heavyweights. I mean, you can get blindsided by shots like that. And you know who does that an awful lot is Lennox Lewis. He gets you twisted. He will blindside you. I'll never forget the way he did it against Francois Boda. Didn't even see it coming. It was just an instant that it happened, but if you can capitalize and your timing is perfect in that window of opportunity, man, you can capitalize on it. Big banging body shot by John Ruiz.
Hasim Rahman is frustrated right now. He's getting hit with big shots.
This is a terrific round for John Ruiz. All right. After the next fight, we're going to have the middleweight championship fight with, of course, Bernard Hopkins facing William Joppy Jr. And by the way, we have Tom Joyner in with Bernard right now.
Yeah, here I am with Bernard Hopkins, the executioner. The executioner is ready.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Excuse me. I don't see the mask. Where's the mask?
Well, the mask is in a safe right now, but it's nearby, and it will be out in a couple of shakes.
You only bring it out when you turn into
the executioner, EX, to execute my opponent, and whoever stands in the way get executed. And this is the 17th execution that's has been carried out.
You guys really don't like each other, do you?
Well, I can't love anyone that's trying to hurt me. So this is a physical sport. This ain't a love sport. It is personal. When people say that it ain't personal, it's a job. No, this is beyond a job. This is a job when you negotiate and you get money for doing what you're doing. But other than that, this thing to me is like having a street fight. How can you beat a guy up and then say it's nothing personal, just a job? It is personal. It's all above. Yeah.
It's personal. It's Bernard Hopkins, the executioner, getting taped up, getting ready to go. Back to you guys.
All right, round number 9 underway. They do have a personal bet. Hopkins bet $50,000 against $25,000 of Joppy's that he would stop him during the course of the fight. In this fight, it's what I call a very tough, grueling heavyweight fight. Not pretty, but it's tough. These men are working hard for you. Unofficially, I've got Ruiz slightly out in front in this fight. And Chris has it a point closer than I have. It's a very close fight. Almost a minute gone here in the 9th round. Hasim tries to touch him up with that jab. Pace slowed down just a bit here in the early going of the 9th round. A lot of energy expanded by these 240-pound giants.
Every round has been close. I mean, next 4 rounds going to really indicate who wins the title. Got to go all out.
Well, Hasim Rahman is in tremendous physical condition. He came in at 246, but don't forget he was at 259 for his last fight against David Tua. But he wanted to be big for the Tua fight, he said. A lot of people didn't think that made much sense, but it did make sense because he darn near beat David Tua. Yeah, a lot of people think he did.
Yeah, he looked really good. I mean, he looked really good fighting David Tua. A lot of people thought he won. And in this fight, you can't look good.
Oh, big right hand nails Hasim. Doesn't seem to hurt him, though, as John keeps coming forward with the uppercut inside. He just didn't quite catch him flush, but he got the attention of Hasim. Hasim keeps throwing shots. And the referee's going to get nailed in there. These guys don't stop throwing punches. Hasim got hit with a shot that he didn't like because he really seems to have an adrenaline flow right now. I couldn't actually tell what he caught him with the referee in position.
I think it was a right hand. But Hasim Rahman did a great job of of throwing punches when he went to the ropes, showing that he's not hurt, and trying to turn things around.
So, Chris, sometimes when you get hit, it just ignites you to the point of, as long as you're not hurt, it doesn't cause any sort of concussion or anything.
Yeah, as long as you're not hurt, it wakes you up, and you really want to fight then.
That right hand gets through, too, but it doesn't shift Hasim that time. Boy, John has loaded up 3 right hands in this round. 2 of them have landed, but they're not shifting Hasim Rahman like the big one he landed a few rounds ago.
But John is still in the rounds with those big shots.
I would think so on the judges' scorecards. He works downstairs. We're in round number 9 in the closing seconds of round number 9. Nobody has been down. Rahman has been hit on a couple of occasions where his knees have buckled. And there's the bell ending the 9th round, and a nice finish for John Ruiz in that round.
And also here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, newly crowned WBA welterweight world champion Jose El Gallo Rivera.
Big punches by John Ruiz.
He won the silver medal in the Olympics, a 3-time world champion, Virgil Quicksilver Hill.
Gee, he caught him there, Chris, but then he countered immediately, did Rahman. Look at this.
Like John is always trying to set up the big right hand.
You've been saying that for a couple of rounds, and you're right.
The game plan. Come on. Come on, Johnny.
Norman Stone, Bobby Traeger in that corner with Eddie Ruiz and Alex Rivera.
Right.
Let's go. Get in the corner.
That was Lennox Lewis that you just saw a couple of seconds ago. More interest in what's going on here, you could be sure. Whether he wants to get back and maybe fight one of these 2 guys for another big payday. This is round number 10. As we mentioned before, at the very top, it's Roy Jones Jr. who has the option. He has the WBA belt right now. This is for the interim belt, as I say that. Johnny gets off another right hand, but it's not expected from what Roy Jones has said that he will fight the winner of this fight. So maybe Lennox having a look and deciding, hey, maybe I should fight this guy instead of going against Klitschko. He can get 2 of the belts and then retire.
Don't punch down.
We talked about it too at the top of the show, Chris, why it's the interim heavyweight championship fight. And again, the reason is that Roy Jones Jr., who took the WBA title from Johnny Ruiz, went down to fight for the 175-pound title, defeating Antonio Tarver. When he did that, immediately the WBA said, well, we can't tie up this heavyweight division while you go around and fight other weight divisions, 2 divisions down. So this is what this fight's all about. And Jones has to fight the winner of this fight, or he's going to be stripped of the title. And he doesn't really care about the titles. He wants the money shot against Mike Tyson, if in fact Tyson gets back to work, as he says he intends to do after the first of the year. This is round number 10, halfway through round number 10. Any edge you see in this round, Chris?
Not at all. I mean, it's still a difficult round to score. Hasim Rahman came out jabbing, trying to keep the distance, but now he's going forward and getting tied up every time.
A stiff jab on the forehead of John Ruiz. John's had blood coming from his nose from about the 5th round on. I mentioned that because Hasim said that that's what he wanted to do, is the blood trickles from his own mouth. John's had his nice stiff jab in the face. He's waiting, and he kind of shoves the jab out instead of, again, really throwing it out there. He just kind of puts it up there, and nice stiff jab by Hasim Rahman. Rahman can steal this round right now.
Watch your feet.
Rahman's coming forward, pressing the fight. He's making Rahman come forward. John's just circling. Look, he's taking the round off.
Yeah, he's not doing much at all. A little stiff jab there. Every time, invariably, Chris, when you say he's not doing anything, the guy will do it.
That's good. Don't. More.
This is anybody's round now. Last 10 seconds.
Get out.
Round 10 is by the boards. I think that's a pretty good indication that there's not a lot of power here of the heavyweights. But earlier this evening, we saw tons of power. Look at this. You'll see Zab Judah in action. This is the very first round of the fight, and it's all over. The big left hand, he bangs it with his power shot. Look at this shot. And finishes it off with a nice crisp right to make it definitive. It came at 112 of the first round as Zab Judah defeated Jaime Rangel to retain the WBO junior welterweight. And watch this one. Travis Sims with a sneaky shot. Bang! And down he goes. It's all over. We'll show it to you again as Travis Sims becomes the brand new WBA super welterweight champion with a lightning punch that finished the shot. And there he is, the new WBA super welterweight champion of the world. All right, so we get ready to go to round number 11. It's championship time. Chris, who'd you give the 10th to?
I scored it even.
Yeah, you know the judges won't do that most likely if you read Tommy Kazmarik's book. But I've got a couple of even rounds. But we had a lot of other things we're doing here besides trying to concentrate on the scoring of the fight. So occasionally I have to have even rounds, but that would make the thing just about dead even. Although on my scorecard I have John Ruiz slightly out in front. And that's not because I'm originally from Boston. I'm a Vegas guy like yourself now.
Yeah, this is, championship rounds now. And a very close fight. Somebody got to take control of these last 2 rounds to cement the deal and win the fight.
Well, who wants it the most? That's what it's coming down to. This is championship time. Hasim Rahman fighting a different style right now as he's moving around, circling to his right, looking to unleash his powerful right hand. There's been a noticeable absence of the amount of times he's thrown his right hand, and John Ruiz, on the other hand, has been successful on at least 3, maybe 4 or 5 occasions with his right hand, which really may be the difference in the fight because he's been able to stagger Hasim on a couple of occasions.
Well, with his herky-jerky style, John Ruiz just throw you off the game plan. Rahman haven't thrown any combinations, just jab. The right hand is not there, so John Ruiz is doing a great job of neutralizing the right hand.
Hey, I haven't asked the question, I suppose I should. You're the IBF heavyweight champ. Would you want to fight the winner of this fight?
Yeah, I'd love to fight the winner. If Roy Jones doesn't fight the winner, they're automatic champion, and we can unify the titles.
Well, that'd be terrific for you. I'd love to see you get that huge pay. Right now we're in round number 11, and it's past the midway point. Coming up to just about a minute remaining in the 11th round. A minute 14, 13, 12. This is a sloppy round where Hasim Rahman seems to be doing a little bit more to force it than is John Ruiz. Minute to go in the 11th.
Both guys know this fight is very close. And they don't get caught up in getting hit with big shots and lose the round, so they're being very cautious and throwing punches.
How hard is it to focus on where the scoring might be and knowing that you got to take these last couple rounds with the fatigue factor, Chris?
Well, at this point, they're both former champions. They know. They know they're a little bit tired, but you got to win the rounds in a close fight to cement the deal on being a new champ.
Is that right hand by Ruiz, and it was taken high on the scalp of Hasim Rahman, so it didn't do any damage. He got the right hand through that time, but didn't hurt Hasim as he continued to really pummel him with shots inside. Where John wants to fight the fight. See Hasim walking behind Randy Newman to get in position to get himself some punching room. He goes with the jab. We're out of time here in the 11th round. And I thought Rahman won that 11th round. We'll go to Rahman's corner.
Bag that bitch up. Forget all that. Bag it up. Don't worry. Listen, don't worry about that. Bag up. Rock. Beat him up. Don't worry about that. You keep hitting him with that hard ass jab and keep bagging him up. That's all you can do. He won't let me fight. Well, let the referee break him up. Let the referee break you up. Let the referee break you up. Don't worry about nothing else. What's your score? Be the boss. Who win in the fight? Be the boss. You
cross the way to Johnny Ruiz's corner.
We got nothing for you.
Así se trabaja. Nadie mejor que tú.
Tony, all you gotta do is move in this guy this round. Pop, but you can't let him get the upper hand. We lost fights because of the 12 rounds. Get him! Come on, baby, listen. Kick his fucking ass! Kick his fucking ass! Kick his fucking
the ever-explosive Norman Stone, the 12th and final round for the WBA Interim Heavyweight Championship of the World. Hasim Rahman and Johnny Ruiz, they both need this round. Chris and I have it very close, and we scored a couple of rounds even, so this 12th round, very important, just as important as Norman Stone was expounding about.
That's why he's screaming. He knows the fight is very close, and he said he lost fights in the 12th round. Now it's time to win it. Both guys need to go all out and try to win this round.
Yeah, Hasim wants the box too. The stiff jab in the face of Hasim Rahman. He was up on his toes, and Johnny has him quickly on his heels.
It's not time to box from the outside. It's time to fight. Now he's just get in there and fight and try to win the round.
Well, I'd like to see the right hands come flying now here by both guys. Let whoever wins it win it definitively. I don't want this to be a controversial score. As our female soldiers, by golly, we've learned what great soldiers the women are and what great job they do in Mosul, Iraq, Afghanistan, all over the world. Great job, ladies. We're proud to have you serving us, I'll tell you. Take that from the colonel. Round 12. John Ruiz to the right. Hasim Rahman to the left. With the 2 even rounds that we have on our scorecard, it's anybody's guess as to who's going to win this fight.
Every round was really close, so you know this could be a dead even fight at the end of the 12th round.
Past the midway point in the 12th round now. Who wants it the most? Somebody's got to let a right hand go. And if anybody can let it go and land it, either guy can win this fight.
Looks like it's going to be another even round.
Digging body shots. Should we talk about the possibility of a draw here? Since we had the 2 even rounds, that would pretty much even it up on my scorecard.
I mean, it could be a draw. These rounds are so close. The judges just may have it even at the end of the 12th round.
Well, the heavier blows have been landed by John Ruiz throughout the course of the fight. On a couple of occasions, he did stagger Hasim Rahman. Nobody's been down. Both guys have had little cuts inside the mouth for Hasim Rahman, and he bloodied the nose back in the 4th round of John Ruiz. Neither one is significant. 26 seconds to go in the fight, and John bangs the big body of Hasim Rahman. Neither guy has been able to land the big right hand in this final round of the fight. There's an exchange for you there with 14 seconds to go.
Neither guy is taking control of this round either. It's a very close round again.
Another very even round. All right, it's just about over. Big right hand landed by Hasim Rahman at the bell. That was one of his best shots of the fight.
He probably won the round with that shot.
And he may have won the round by that.
Good work, champ. Winner work, champ. Winner work.
Well, on my scorecard, I got Ruiz winning by 2, but I had the 2 even rounds, so this thing could go anyway.
Yeah, it's a very close fight. It's up for grabs.
That guys did a great job getting this last punch of the round. Watch this, Chris.
Hasim Rahman waited, set the punch up. Nice right hand, grazed the nose, and I think he won the round with that one punch.
That's amazing. In the replay, it doesn't look as telling as it was in reality. That angle, it altogether different. That's amazing, the 2 different angles. When I saw it live, it looked like a big shot. Then that first replay, it looked like a glancing blow. And then that last one, it looked like he really nailed it.
It landed.
That's why you can't really judge from television. You got to see it
live.
Hey, don't you love this down here when you don't have to fight? I know you'd rather be fighting getting the huge payday.
Yeah.
You get a little payday.
I love watching boxing. I mean, this is great.
I know you're a fan. Lennox Lewis is looking on. You wonder what he's thinking. And if I'm in his mind, I'm going to say, hey, I want to fight either one of these guys. I don't want to tangle with Klitschko again. Because I don't think it would make any difference which guy he fought as to how much money he would make. He's the guy that most people consider the champ, with all due respect to you, champ.
Yeah, Lennox Lewis is a great champion. I mean, whoever he fights, he brings the big money in.
Don't forget, coming up after this one, Barry Tompkins will be back in here and take you all the way home with the undisputed welterweight championship fight between Ricardo Mayorga and Corey Spinks, and Bernard Hopkins and William Joppy for the undisputed middleweight championship of the world. I see that Michael Buffer is ready, and as soon as I'm told, we'll get up there and we'll make this thing official. It'll be interesting to see how the scoring comes on this one. All right, Michael Buffer has the scores, so without further ado, let's go up to our ring announcer, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, we go to the scorecards. Joseph Pasquale scores at 118 to 110. Wow. John Potteray, 115 to 114. And George Hill scores at 116 to 112. All for the winner by unanimous decision, John, the Quiet Man, Ruiz.
So if we toss our even rounds to John Ruiz, we had the score just about the same as a couple of the judges anyway. Johnny Ruiz is a brand new WBA interim heavyweight champion of the world. And how long that interim stays on there depends on what Roy Jones Jr. wants to do.
Wow.
Well, I think the judges got it right. What's your reaction, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very close fight. And, you know, a lot of big punches in the fight were from John Ruiz, so I think they scored it in favor of John because of that.
You know, one judge had it 114, 115, very close, closer than I had it 117, 114. And the other judge had it 118, 110. And then the other judge had it 116, 112. But one guy had it just totally in favor of Ruiz, who totally outbucked him.
They like the aggressiveness.
Lennox Lewis, what's going through his mind, would you say?
Sitting back enjoying a good fight.
More than that, Chris. All right, let's go to Wally Matthews with the new champion.
All right, tough fight, a grueling fight, a close fight. The winner right here, John Ruiz. John, were you absolutely confident you were going to get the decision after that fight?
Oh, you know, it wasn't, for me, it felt like an ugly fight. You know what I mean? I can admit that. You know what I mean? I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, but I was more trying to be careful in a way that every time I heard him, he came out with a wild punches, you know, and I couldn't step into those. You know what I mean? So I was more into cautious than going in there and fighting.
When you heard one card 118 to 110, did that make you worry, or did you think that you won it by that wide a margin?
Oh, I definitely won. I was jabbing all around, and just something that I was beating him to the punch. You know, he's a tough guy. You know, I admit that. He came out strong, but the whole thing I knew after getting him a couple of times, I didn't want to step into any wild punches. So, you know, I had to be more careful of anything.
It seems like there are no easy fights for John Ruiz. They're all close like this. They're all grueling. They're not always crowd pleasing. Is that a matter of style or what?
Oh, it's somehow it is. You know what I mean? It's just something that I haven't been boxing I haven't fought for quite a while, and I felt kind of good in the first few rounds. And as soon as I heard him, then I started settling in, and as soon as he started throwing wild punches, I just didn't want to step into that.
All right, now in this building right now, Lennox Lewis is here, Mike Tyson is here, and may or may not fight again. If Roy Jones doesn't fight you within 120 days, you're the heavyweight champion of the world. Who do you want to fight next?
Oh, you know, that's up to Don King. He's right here, you know what I mean? Just whatever he wants to do, I'll do, you know what I mean? I know it wasn't pretty fights, but, you know, I want to apologize for that, but, you know, I try to give up my best, and I come the last round, that's what I try to do there.
All right, it wasn't pretty, but it was a win for John Ruiz. He's now the interim WBA heavyweight champion. Let's go back to Bob at ringside.
All right, remember what he said there. The interim and 120 days has Roy Jones Jr. to decide what he's going to do. What do you think? From what he said, he's not going to fight John Ruiz.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to fight John Ruiz again. He proved that he beat him. John is bigger. I think he's more focused now, and I think it'll be Jones again to fight him.
All right, Wally now has Hasim Rahman. I'm sure he's disappointed, but let's check in with him.
All right, we're here with the man, judge the loser in the fight tonight, Hasim Rahman. First of all, Rock, your opinion of the decision.
I mean, I felt like I controlled the fight with my jab. I busted his whole face up with my jab. My jab was a power punch. I couldn't let go my hands go because every time he'd throw a punch or I'd throw a jab, he'd grab me. And the ref warned me if I throw punches while he grabbed me, he's going to take a point. So I couldn't really follow up with nothing. And he was scared of my right hand all night, so every time I threw a jab, he would duck and grab. I mean, anybody with eyes can see who controlled the fight. I busted him up. Look at him, man. I busted him up. His nose was all bloodied up, mouth bleeding. I won the fight, man. I won the fight.
Now, what was your reaction to the card that had him ahead by 8 points?
Man, be for real. That's lunacy. That's complete lunacy. I mean, a blind man could see that he didn't win no 8 rounds of the fight. When they said 118, 110, I surely thought it was my fight because I know I controlled the fight with this hard jab. I controlled the fight. He didn't do nothing. I mean, that's crazy.
What are your plans at this point?
I mean, I don't know. I really got to go look at this tape, see what's going on. See, I like to fight this man again, but it's an ugly fight. I just got to do what I got to do, man.
You knew it was an ugly fight, even being in it.
I never wanted to fight John Ruiz. I knew it would be this type of fight anyway, but I was forced into it. So it was an opportunity for a title shot, but this is ridiculous. I mean, that's ridiculous, man. I ain't lose this fight. I know I didn't lose this fight.
All right.
Fight with my jab.
Hasim Rahman, his own scorecard had him ahead in the fight against Ruiz. Back to Bob at ringside.
All right, well, I'll agree with one thing, Hasim Rahman. You didn't lose the fight 118-110. That I'm in agreement with you, and Chris, I think you're in agreement with that because we said